Hi everyone, I hope you're having a great day. My name is Anna and I'm one of the volunteer piano teachers for the Montreal Heart of the City piano program. Today I'm going to be teaching you a lesson on rhythm. You don't need a piano for this lesson, so let's get started. Alright, so here we have our staff and we can see that we're in the treble clef, but we also have these two numbers, 4, 4. What does this mean? Well, I've written up here time signature. So these two numbers are called your time signature. And what your time signature does is tell you how many beats you have in a bar. So that will allow you to count your music and make sure that you're playing correctly. But before we can get into any of that, I'm going to teach you about 4 types of notes. So the first note is called a whole note. Whole notes look like this. It's just kind of a horizontal oval. So if I were to draw this in the staff, a whole note would look like this. Okay? A whole note is worth 4 beats. Now, if we come back to our time signature, this number on top tells us how many beats we have per bar, and this number on the bottom tells us what a beat is. So we have 4 beats in this bar, and based on this lower 4, we know that our beats are based on quarter notes. As it turns out, a whole note is also equal to 4 quarter notes. Okay, what is a quarter note? A quarter note is probably something that you're more familiar with. You've probably seen quarter notes in all of the songs you've played. They look like this. Okay? A quarter note is equal to 1 beat if your bottom key signature number is a 4. So this 4 represents quarter notes. Since we're basing our time signature on quarter notes, a quarter note is 1 beat. Okay, so drawn in the staff, your quarter note will look like that. Okay. Next, we're going to look at eighth notes. So an eighth note looks the same as a quarter note, but it has a little tail. And an eighth note is equal to half a beat, right? Which, since we know that a quarter note is 1 beat, means an eighth note, being half a beat, is equal to half a quarter note. Okay? And the last type of note we're going to look at today is the half note. A half note looks like a mixture of a whole note and a quarter note. And a half note is equal to 2 beats. So we can see that the half note, being 2 beats, is equal to half of the whole note, which is 4 beats. And it is also equal to 2 quarter notes. Okay? Alright, so here we have, once again, our staff. We're in the treble clef. We have our 4/4 time signature, so 4 beats per bar, and we have 2 bars on this staff. So what a bar means is it's a section of the music which is cut off by a line, and it indicates that you have completed the time signature. So here we need 4 beats. Our whole note is worth 4 beats, so 1 whole note fulfills the time signature, so we draw a line. Then we have another whole note in the second bar. Since this is 4 beats, we can draw a line. And here we have 2 lines just because that shows that the song is done. So let's try counting these whole notes. So to count this, we would go 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So feel free to clap along with me as I do these. Let's try the whole notes one more time. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. Now let's move down to our quarter notes. A quarter note is worth 1 beat. We need 4 beats per bar, so we need 4 quarter notes in a bar. To count these, we would go 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so for quarter notes in 4/4 time, it's 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. Now it gets a little bit tricky. So here we have our eighth notes, and if you remember, an eighth note is worth half of a quarter note. So to count our eighth notes, we have to go 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. All right, so 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So these, you would play these faster than you would play a quarter note. Now, last but not least, we have our half notes. So a half note is worth 2 quarter notes or half of a whole note. So it's worth 2 beats. In order to have 4 beats per bar with notes that are worth 2 beats, we need 2 notes, right? Because 2 plus 2 is 4. So to count these, we would go 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we have a couple of trickier exercises. Please feel free to pause the video now if you would like to try these on your own before I go over them. All right, so once again, treble clef, we have our 4/4 time signature. We have eighth notes, a quarter note, and a half note. So in order to count this, we're going to go 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Okay, so 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So the half note gets the beats 3 and 4 because it's worth 2 beats. Now this next question, once again we have a quarter note, a half note, and 2 eighth notes. So to count this, we would go 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So once again, our half note is getting the beats 2 and 3 because it's worth 2 beats, while the quarter note just gets beat 1, and the 2 eighth notes together get beat 4. So this would be 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Please feel free to check out the link in the description. We're going to put a link with a exercise sheet so that you can practice everything we've learned today. That's it for this lesson. Alright, well that's it for today, and I hope you enjoyed this video. If you'd like some extra practice on rhythm, I recommend that you look through your piano books and the songs that you've already played and try clapping the beat of the notes like we just did today, using the key signature and checking what types of notes are in the music. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you next time.